if he gets up, he probably wins the fight. I can't believe it!
Unbelievable! Richard Steele stopped the fight with fewer than 5 seconds to go.
He says, I don't have to become nothing. I already am his father.
Oh, my. Oh. Big right hand by Roy Jones. That will finish it. Just forget about it. Art Serrano got hit with an overhand right.
Well, those 38 years may come into play in a hurry at 227 pounds. Big right hand!
And let's go with the left hand straight away. Eubank may. I didn't know whether he might just try to catch Calzaghe cold.
Well, Calzaghe is a very fast starter. 10 first round wins.
Oh, the left hand puts Eubank on the floor for only the 5th time in his career. What a start by Calzaghe.
He could end at any time, and when he hits them, they're hit.
And he's already hit Negron, who's had a bit of an out career, and that might be it. The left hook. Jackson thinks he's won it already. He might be right.
He's got very fast hands for a big man, very athletic. Lewis unbeaten, remember, after 25 fights. Oh, he's got him. Oh, Lewis walked into a right hand, and that was the sucker punch that they worried about. And Lewis staggers, and the referee has decided it's all over. My goodness, what an upset.
Sempre meno mobile, soprattutto sul tronco. Van Kirk centrato ancora dal sinistro di Camacho va al tappeto, vedete.
He was 25-0 at the time. He got his first world title shot and was ranked number 4 at the time.
And he hasn't looked back since.
What a great uppercut.
The time has come here.
What a great uppercut, Bobby.
Cutman Joe Souza with a big job coming up. Gotti goes down on a short left hook inside. And he didn't see it coming.
No, because his eyes are swollen so badly.
Both fighters landed more than 60% of their blows in round 4.
There's a shot.
Of contact here. Rodriguez goes down from a body shot. Down goes Rodriguez. What a left hook. He won't make it up from that.
No way.
Arturo Gotti with
about that.
comeback win.
But it tends to show the sort of pressure there is, and this time a left hand, and I think that will put everything beyond any possible doubt.
Wilson tries a right hand across the top. Tua lands a short left.
ถอยไม่ได้อีกแล้วครับขอเพียงยกเดียวครับลุยนะครับว่าเดินเข้ามาสมานสู้นะครับตอนนี้เวียงซ้ายเวียงขวาต่อยขวาทีต่อยขวาเต็มๆครับโดนเต็มเลยครับ
Good left to the right by Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, good left by Manny Pacquiao to the face.
Round 6 of a scheduled 12.
Oscar starts off with a stiff jab.
And down goes Corte on a classic De La Hoya left hook.
Troy Waters, to his credit, comes back with a nice combination. He's demonstrating a pretty good chin and some, I'll tell you what, some real determination. Unbelievable! What a turn of events! He's in trouble. He's in big trouble.
Low blow there by Waters. Got away with it.
This referee just doesn't see low.
Down goes Waters.
That time by Holyfield. Right hand stuns Douglas.
He's never been in this deep before, Lewis. Oh, that's a good overhand right, and Ruddock is down in the opening round. This is explosive stuff here from Lennox Lewis. Ruddock is looking for angles to try and explode his bombs, but it's all Lewis, and he's got him again.
Not enough to win the round.
Oh, down goes Chavez for the first time in his career.
Unbelievable.
Flush on the face.
And now it's goodbye title, Bobby.
Oh, good right hand and then the left for Moore. It started with the right, and now Moore has Cooper up against the ropes. Oh, down he goes. Doesn't look like he's going to get up.
The saying is, I never felt comfortable taking any fight on a decision because you never know how another judge was looking at something.
And if Tony wants his championship for sure, he better try to knock none down.
Oh, he did it.
Right there.
Probably not a good place to be. And the left hook lands and Ferguson goes down. Punch that number say that Riddick Bowe landed 2/3 of his blows in round 1. And this is going to go pretty quickly now.
There are 9 minutes remaining for Chris Eubank to salvage his WBO Super Middleweight Championship. And this is 15th defense, and the right hand's got Collins! The right hand's got Collins! We are surely only seconds away here. If Nassim can find another big punch like that! A right uppercut!
He should be doing a lot more movement than he is now. He's allowing Mike Tyson to trap him in the corner.
Trying to give him a false confidence, but yet a left hand comes in. And all of a sudden, Lewis has his hands down. Another combination from Lewis. Oh, did he draw him in there?
Nice jab. Right.
Oh, the right hand behind the jab.
I don't know if he's going to get up.
laid out.
Nacho Beristain, you know, is, I tell you, he's so conservative he wears a belt and suspenders, I'm sure. Honest to God, Nacho Beristain. Oh, right hand, short to the point.
One of the questions in some fights about Rockman has his stamina.
Right hand puts Rockman on the floor right next to me. Right next to me. Right next to me.
Big right hand from Jackson there, landed on McClellan. And McClellan's good shot.
Oh, he's got him with a left hook. Jackson spread eagled half out of the ring.
So confident now compared with earlier on when he looked as though he was heading for defeat. And there's that right hand again smashing through, and it's all coming through against Morrison now. And this looks like the end to me. It could be stopped right here, and it is. Maybe not stopped quite early enough.
Ben said he intends to go right at McClellan from the opening bell, but he could be playing into McClellan's hands.
He's letting him punch. He's in trouble.
He's going down.
The ring.
Seconds into the fight, he's through the ropes. Nigel Benn is down. The count is 6, 7, 8. Can he make it back? He gets in at 9.
Straight left hand was spectacular.
It behooves Norris to dance and box and use his skills as much as he can. Good left from Norris, and Mugabe is staggered. John Mugabe goes down. A left from Terry Norris drops John Mugabe. Mugabe is up and on Queer Street. John lived here in Tampa for a number of years. Oh, and a fight from Terry Norris. And John Mugabe will not get up.
一発でしたね。左、これも効いた、これも効いた。右、
which can be very difficult to score, is that it shows graphically to the judges that one guy has been hurt with something.
Left hand, Byrne in serious trouble. Ibeyabuchi with a monster left hook.
The first punch he throws. Count is 7. He's not going to make it. He hasn't. That's amazing.
This kid Morales has fought a very intelligent fight tonight. Oh!
Right there. Straight right hand to the body.
There's a hook by Ruddock, and it may have hurt Morrison. Big left hook! Down goes Razor Ruddock!
Oh, there are.
Low blow by Gotti. Esteves says keep him up. Right hand lands over the top.
Oh,
down goes Willis.
I don't think he'll make it back.
Two big right hand shots by Gotti. Monster shots. And a swollen Gabriel Willis gets up, and Esteves says no more.
Can you believe Arturo Gatti?
Oh.
What a round. What a round. And he's down. There is a mandatory 8. No, there is not. Back he comes. Oh, he's got Watson down. I don't believe this. Watson is gone. He's looking.
Completely dead.
There's the bell.
Let me tell you, that first left hook hurt Griffith.
And so does the second one.
Roy Jones is playing the fainting game, and Griffith is benefiting by it. Whoa, what a left hook. What a left hook.
He's looking quite young and sprightly. That's a good right hand, and the man's right above me, and he's almost coming out on top of me. And down goes Rabata.
Junior's mouth is open. He's got it. Oh, big right hand by McKinney, and down goes Jones.
He's scored with 3 in a row. Tua continues to work along the sides. Good uppercut by Tua, and Tubbs takes to the canvas.
For Lewis, this may be a defining fight in his long career, and he gets through there with good punches and seemed to just shake Galota momentarily. It's a good start from Lewis, finds the way through, twice with the right hand, and again Galota's on the floor in the opening seconds.
On paper, that looks like a big advantage. There it goes. That should do it.
He can't get off 2 punches. I mean, that is a mark of a shot fighter when you can't get off punches.
Down goes Bova. First 2 minutes of the fight, Hamed is a puzzle that Kelly is unable to solve. But down goes the Prince on Kelly's first serious landed punch.
Well, but Hamed is supposed to have power of his own with his quickness, and we haven't seen the evidence of that as yet.
I think the mistake he made.
There we saw it, right there.
There's the power. There's the power you were talking about. Leaping right hand by the Prince. Ooh. And a hard left. And Kelly's down for the 3rd time.
Whoa!
Rolling willingly just to try to get in the shot that will finish things in his
the uppercut.
What an uppercut by Douglas, and down goes Tyson.
It's over. It's over.
Mike Tyson has been knocked out.
Winning the fight, just Virgil's making it difficult for him.
Oh, so that is a big shot by Jones, and a terrific shot.
Using every inch. Oh, what a punch! I can't believe that. Never been stopped in his career, and he's out to the world. Winning every round there, Harold Glenn. Jim, have you ever seen such a turnaround? I did say at the start of the show, by the way, that I knew he was a good puncher. But as the contest went on, I thought there was no chance of him catching ground.
Throughout the whole fight is that Huerta was beating Whitaker to get...
Oh, what a left hand by Whitaker! And he takes advantage with 4 more straight lefts. Arthur McCanny watching. And it's over. It is over.
Right now, Roddick is fighting the wrong fight, not using his legs at all.
Good left hook. Coates went down to the 2nd straight. Dumps it down. And he may be out. It's all over. It's all over.
Listed as having a reach advantage here. We'll see how he uses it. Tua with a big left hook, and Ruiz in trouble. Tua comes right at him. Another big bomb, and Ruiz is down. This could almost be over now. Tua came storming out. It's over.
Hi, my name is Peter Wilson, and welcome to the first episode of Claysports. Coming up, quickfire, where a little bit of knowledge can be a bad thing.
5 times 5.
10. Oh.
Clay Roundup. We have all the latest competition scores from across the country. Fresh start. We're at the newest and greenest shooting ground in the UK. First, we have all the action and reaction from the English Open at High Lodge. perfect day to chase a score, but these shooters are going to have to pull something very special out of the bag to match the 117 set by Richard Bunning earlier in the week. By all accounts, High Lodge has put on a very special event, although boss John Bidwell confesses the one thing that keeps him awake at night is the fear of losing his creative juices.
There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry, I suppose. I've had a few sleepless nights. You know, we've got people coming every day, 7 days a week, shooting just about every angle of that angle we've got. You know, when it comes to put a championship on, you know, what do we do now? So we got to come up with new inventions, new ideas and stuff like that. But we've still got some ideas up our sleeves for another one. And we do tend to make it as interesting as we possibly can by using different types of targets, of course, you know. But it's like everything else, you know, it's a lot of thought has to go into it.
The climax of the English Open is the super final. But of course there are lots of other categories in which to try and set winning scores. Young Brody Willard is fresh from success in Florida. He learned some valuable lessons shooting abroad.
Yeah, have the right clothing on. It's the humidity. You sweat to death. It's just great shooting out there. The American team are just superb. They're all just brilliant shots and just all focused and a great laugh. I got on well with Will Fennell and Blake Teague. Yeah, they were great people to shoot around with. I was nervous, really nervous. I just wanted to do really well, and it's just scary going all that way and doing no good. But I did great, amazing.
Talking of clothing, Castellani has a stand here at the ground. Natasha Jones is now running the UK side of things and really wants to inject some glamour into the shooting world.
I think that there should be ladies out there in the shooting community that look like ladies, that follow fashion, that have the colours. They look nice, they look good.
Could you even say glamorous?
Absolutely. I get a lot of looks when I turn up to the shooting ground, you know, they kind of think, she's young, she's short, you know, she's got blonde hair, you know, I'm loud, I'm chatty, and I've always got, you know, I'm always noticed, but that's a good thing. I'm not shy of that. I'm happy that, you know, I'm noticed, most definitely.
Natasha is not alone. The CPSA's Nick Fellows also thinks that the sport needs to look sharp to play sharp.
To be recognised as a professional outfit, I think, you know, shooting needs to have that professional image. If it's looking like people have just turned up out of their garden, jeans and old t-shirts, and they don't look as though they're prepared properly, they don't look as though they're going out to excel in their own sport. We have some absolutely fantastic shooters, you know, literally the world's best shooters are British, and to make the sport really take up that next step, we just need to be presenting it on that professional level.
Back on the course, and there's a smooth flow of shooters on all stands. There's no chopping and changing. Everyone starts on stand one and moves up through the numbers. John's pleased with the way things have gone, but does he feel competitive clay shooting is in good health?
Members come yesterday round the shoot, regular shooters who come on a regular basis. I said, what time are you on? They said, we're not shooting. I said, why not? Oh, we're not good enough. I said, come on. I said, this is an enjoyable event. You shoot these targets all the time, but not, you know, what's the problem with it? And I think this is the attitude for a lot of people. They think they're not capable of doing it because they're not good enough. Some people feel, you know, intimidated by shooting in a competition. We must sort of look at other ways of doing things. It's not like it used to be.
So there's huge interest in shooting, but has the need or desire to compete been lost? And if that is the case, how can we resolve this? With all rounds complete, there's a shoot-off for one last spot in the super final. So the final lineup is top scorer Richard Bunning, with Chris Daniels, Paul Simpson, Stuart Rudling, George Digweed and Jonathan Lee. 3 stands and 30 targets will decide the winner. There's a healthy crowd, but all the guns struggle with the high-vis flash clays. It's a real scrap for targets. Very few pairs are taken until the last stand, but then it's too late. In the end, Stuart Rudling is crowned the 2015 English Open Sporting Champion. He didn't even realise he's bagged a new Rosini as well as the title.
Don't normally suffer with nerves at all when I'm actually
you know, shooting the competitions and things. Do suffer a little bit sort of when I first get there in a shoot off like that. I think I shot 5, I can't really remember, out of 10 on the first stand. But then looking at what other people were shooting, that wasn't too bad actually at that point.
Happy man?
Yeah, been trying for long enough.
How are you going to celebrate?
Don't drink, so it won't be with drink. I gotta be fair, I didn't even realise there was a gun on it. I was quite surprised when they came across with a gun, so.
Brucey bonus.
Another bonus, yeah.
Okay, brilliant, well done.
Thank you.
Of course, he's not the only winner, and there's plenty of silverware to hand out. Brody increasing his haul for 2015. George might not have won the high gun, but he did win AAA class. However, he has a few things to say about the super final.
I don't want to detract at all from Stuart's score. It was a fantastic score. He shot really well in the final. I feel really sorry for Richard. You know, he's led the competition all week. Shot a phenomenal score around the course. Shot 117, which was, you know, good enough and deserving of winning the English Championship. He goes into the shoot-off, and on the first stand, he shoots the last target to stop him blanking the stand. And now that's not, in my view, that is not indicative to the shoot. It's not indicative to the targets we shot in the shoot. I don't feel that that's, you know, a spectacle for anybody to watch. You know, everybody is, should be and was proud to be out there. The last thing you need is to be stood in front of 300, 400, 500 people just continuously missing when you've worked your balls off to get round there, to get into the final in the first place. I don't think it's professional enough, and I don't think it's where we should be.
George clearly does not want to detract from Stuart's great result, but he is not alone in his frustration that super finals are trying to deliver a spectacle, but to the detriment of the shooter. If you have any thoughts on this, please comment on YouTube or our Facebook page. People will remember this event for all the right reasons, and so all John Bidwell's sleepless nights were worth it. That was the English Open. I like flash clays, and certainly in London they gave the audience a far better view of what was going on. Next up, Aaron Heading. We're going to get to know him a little better with quickfire.
Hi, I'm Aaron Heading, and this is my quickfire round.
Worst subject at school?
All of them.
Costa Coffee or Starbucks?
Costa Coffee, strawberry frappuccino, definitely.
Goatee or moustache?
Goatee.
First gun?
Invest arm.
Friendliest shooting ground?
Friendliest shooting ground. A1.
Are you superstitious?
Yes.
5 times 5?
10. Oh.
2 times 5?
I told you I'm not good at these subjects.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh, Star Wars, definitely.
Best Bond?
Unibond.
Lala or Poe?
Definitely a good Poe every day.
Beyonce or Backstreet Boys?
Oh, Beyonce all day.
Facebook or Twitter?
Oh, Facebook.
Best Doctor Who?
David Tennant. David Tennant.
Okay, favourite pizza topping?
Oh, spicy pepperoni.
Last time you went to the cinema?
2 weeks ago.
Do you eat during a competition?
Yes.
Most important shot of your life?
Delhi 2010, going for the gold medal. I had to shoot my last bird to win it, and I did. And that was definitely the moment that helped me get through everything in my life, and it was just perfect.
The name's Bond. Uni-Bond. Good effort, Aaron. Right then, what are the latest scores on the doors?
It's our Clay Roundup, 2 minutes of what's going on in the world of British clay shooting. The Premier League 2015 is underway with £750 and 500 game ball white gold cartridges to the overall series high gun. One competition shot at DJ Churchill. Next up is West London Shooting School on Saturday the 20th of June 2015. Its first registered sporting event in more than 15 years, and there is still time to enter. Go to bit.ly/Premier 2015. Want to win a car? The Great Wall Motor World Series Clay Shooting Championship is taking place across 5 events with the High Clear Country Show on the 24th and 25th of May. The next leg, there is a £15,000 Great Wall Steed S waiting for the overall winner. Go to worldseriesclayshootingchampionship.com. Do you want to have a go at a low-level shooting competition? Why not try the Club and Classic League? These are a series of 70-bird sporting shoots for C-class and unregistered shooters, area by area, with scores accumulating along the way and trophies and prizes for overall winning. Club, high gun, ladies, vets, juniors and Uncle Tom Cobley. Go to cpsa.co.uk/CCL. What are our top trap shooters up to? They're off to Azerbaijan for the European Games on the 12th to the 28th of June. The pressure is on for British shooters and their organising body British Shooting to deliver medals. There are only 4 championships left this summer where any of them can win a quota place for the 2016 Olympic Games. Despite £2.3 million of extra funding from UK Sports, so far Team GB is sending just 2 shooters to Rio, Ed Ling and Eleanor Allen. The charity shooting season is well underway. These pictures show the annual clay shooting event on the Duke of Westminster's Abbeystead estate in Lancashire. Sponsored by Bentley Motors, it raised more than £33,000 for ABF the Soldiers Charity in 2014. This year's event is on the 6th of June and includes a champagne reception, 4-course lunch, a host of prizes including a lovely long-thorn gun and usually a celebrity or 2. It is £1,250 per team of 4. For details, email enquiries@samuelsonwiley.com. In aid of the Malio Megapode, Google it, I did. The World Pheasant Association is asking £600 for a team of 4 with clays, cartridges, lunch, wine and beer included on the 26th of June in Chipping Norton, Oxfordshire. Email khowman@game.com for more. And if you are watching this in the West Country on the 12th of May and have nothing to do tomorrow, the 13th of May, head to Wood Advent Farm near Watchet. Yes, Watchet. With a valid shotgun certificate, fibre wad cartridges, ear and eye protection for a 250 bird flush, a snip at £100 per team of 4 guns, hog roast, beer cake, teas and coffee available all day. Email david@woodadventfarm.co.uk. If you would like us to tell the world about your charity shoot in June, July or August, contact me with details, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv.
Next, it's always great news when a new shooting ground opens up, and this one's going green.
It's a clay ground fresh out of the box. Open for business for just a few weeks, the Eriswell Lodge is re-establishing a ground near RAF Lakenheath. Its location means that shooter Stuart Smith and his father Nigel have had to negotiate a few hurdles to get up and running. But the result is a ground that's delivering green initiatives as well as clays.
I think as a sport we have a responsibility to be more environmentally friendly, because by nature we are not an environmentally friendly sport. We litter the countryside with lead, plastic wads, and when we're clay shooting we're leaving clay debris. There are ways that we can help to reduce that. I don't think we'll ever eliminate it 100%, but we can be more responsible. I'm reliably informed that in the not too distant future we will possibly be able to recycle clay debris and reuse it for new clays, which will be a big help considering that's a huge waste product. From a services point of view, we're looking at solar panels on all of our buildings when we put the new ones up, recycling cardboard. Our whole site is situated on top of a level 1 drinking water supply. As we now have a borehole on the site, we are very fortunate that we have our own water supply, but we are completely off-grid with the exception of telecommunications and broadband.
Stuart loves his clay shooting. He only found the sport a decade ago at this very ground in its previous incarnation. Since then he's thrown himself into shooting, competing all over the world. He knows a thing or two about traps and targets and designed the layout himself.
What gets me excited in the morning is knowing that I'm coming here. I'm very passionate about this place. I've shot my first competitive clays here many years ago, but I don't know, there's something about the place. There's a lot of people feel the same. I like seeing people enjoying themselves. I love being around anything shooting related, and it's a new project, so it's still very exciting. The ground is offering the same sort of inclusion as the sport as a whole, which is anyone and everybody, fit, unfit, able, disabled, young, old, male, female. It's non-discriminatory, and that's exactly what we're trying to promote here.
Joining Stuart today is Galia Fallon from the Clay Pigeon Company and servicing engineer Chris Dixon. They're here to make sure their new Laporte and CPC setup is working just the way he wants it. So how does someone starting with a blank piece of paper go about turning what is a piece of ground into a clay ground?
Somebody's thinking of opening a shooting ground on this scale, albeit a little bit smaller. We have the experience within the team to work with them, to share experiences, what they have found works, what doesn't work, put them in touch with people in the industry. We will hold their hand, so to speak, if they need it. Now, in this case, they didn't. Stuart is a shooter. He and his father know the industry and the business, so they knew what they wanted. They met the team. We sat around the boardroom. We committed ourselves to supporting them. We ensured them that our word means our word. If we're going to back something, that's exactly what we'll do. We are committed to simply not shipping the product out or getting the business and then walking away. We want to know if there's a problem. So we do understand that the customer can be very stressed. We know what happens on a shooting ground. We know all it takes to organize it. And the products have to be spot on, or you don't have a happy customer.
The Clay Pigeon Company offers a one-stop shop. Like fish without chips, you can't have one without the other.
They've been exceptionally helpful. They've sourced our batteries, they've sourced our launch control systems, they obviously supply the traps and the clays as well from the Clay Pigeon Company. So we're all set from one place. And yeah, we've had a few teething problems, but that's expected from brand new systems, brand new machines on a brand new location. So, but 99% of our feedback has been exceptionally positive. So we're very pleased with how it's gone.
Galia was particularly interested in the green ethos at Eriswell. It's something she knows the shooting industry has to embrace and not run from.
That's one of the things that really impressed myself and the team is the fact that Stuart and Nigel had plans to use solar power. They're thinking green in their approach to the ground. It's the way of the future, and we're happy to support that. We want to look to the future. We're all responsible. We're always looking forward to the future. On the trap side, they're looking at the acoustics, they're looking at the electronics. We're hoping that eventually a green clay, a truly green clay, will come on the market. That is a long-term commitment, and it is early days still.
Back in the reception and cafe, Nigel and Stuart show their plans for the new clubhouse. They're very serious about this, not just to be a good ground, but a venue with all the trimmings. Operating at the level Stuart wants to get to means they are going to be ploughing through the clays. But as is the case at Eriswell, it's waste not, want not. The clay debris will be used to reinforce tracks and paths. So how do you ensure that a product that is designed to break on impact from a single pellet strike does not do so between factory and trap?
I suppose the credit there goes to the men on the factory floor because they constantly monitor. They're always weighing, checking the density. We test fire them in the factory. I'm not sure that a lot of firms do that, but we do, and put all of the batches through at random. So we know when the product's leaving that it's a good product. We know our drivers, we know they take care.
Eriswell Shooting Ground is up and running, and if you want to find out a bit more about the greenest and freshest shooting in the country, go to eriswell-lodge.com. And for more information about the port traps and CPC clays, go to claypigeoncompany.co.uk.
Next up, we're going to Bisley Shooting Ground, where you're going to meet Alexander Ruppel, the best looking man in clay shooting, he tells me.
Just 30 miles from central London, there are two great shooting grounds at Bisley in Surrey. The National Clay Shooting Centre is the Porsche of clay grounds, offering skeet, trap and DTL. 100 yards away is the Bentley of clay grounds, Bisley Shooting Ground. Where the NCSC is gleaming steel and glass-fronted pavilion, BSG offers old world charm and a woodland setting. Where NCSC is a clay ground for competitors, BSG has a wider offer.
We are a members club, but we're open to absolutely everyone. And between our Cotsler Heath ground, which we're standing on now, which is very bespoke, one-to-one instruction, corporate days, corporate events, benefiting from our industry-leading instructors who will shoot for either their county or country. We get people from World Championships, World Champions looking for a quick tip on a difficult bird, and we get absolute novices just looking to take part in the sport. not everyone wants instruction. If you're a keen shot, you might want a quick explanation before a season, but you just want to go out and enjoy it on your own time. So we've got the UK's largest pay and play ground, which is just around the corner from here on Bisley Camp. You can spend the whole day there and you only pay for what you shoot. So you can really go and explore challenge yourself or have as much fun as you want without needing to go and always have a lesson.
Bisley Shooting Ground offers charming stands that you come across through woodland walks. The woodland itself makes for interesting targets.
I think a lot of them are quite narrow shots. You've got a very small gap and you've got to get on the targets very quickly. So it is actually plays into the sort of snap shooting element more. It's a nice, easy place to get around. The traps are well sort of hidden, as it were, and it's a pleasant place to shoot actually.
Alex is standing in front of the grouse butt at BSG.
We've got such a beautiful landscape here, and with amazing backdrops, which is why it's being called one of the most beautiful shooting grounds around. And to the greatest extent, we make use of the topography that we have. In certain cases, when you're trying to get in beautiful heather a nice grouse butt, you sometimes need to dig a hole and make the space work. And that's what we've got behind.
One of the defining moments in Bisley's life in the last few years was not to be selected as the venue for the London 2012 shooting events. Instead, London Mayor Boris Johnson chose to spend an extra £10 million to make a shooting venue in South East London that he could dismantle. I put this to Alex.
Look, the Olympics are a great event. They focus on skeet, which is not our discipline down here. We do have a skeet range up at Bisley at Braidwood in Scotland, but we're more focused on the sporting event. It's a shame not to have invested in a heritage site which could have benefited shooting in general. Obviously, we're on a 3,000-acre estate which has rifle shooting as well with the NRA, and skeet that was Commonwealth built or Commonwealth funded. So it's a great shame infrastructurally not to have a somewhere where in years to come we can look back and go, look how much shooting has come on courtesy of the Olympics.
In case you were wondering about that little move, Alex is dodging falling clays. That would be a tragic way to lose a Clayground managing director. So while we still have him, for more about Bisley Shooting Ground, go to bisleyshooting.co.uk.
Thank you, Alex. That's it for this episode of Claysports. Follow us on Facebook, and I look forward to seeing you next month.